businesses, like entrepreneurs, they're just running their own businesses. But people like you're not just doing business, but you really like stand out, not only speaking for yourself, but speaking for the other business people. So what's this difference? Like, what is the leadership in business community and the leadership now in the government or running? How this public leadership into business, private sector, and the public sector is different?
Okay, I can tell you this way. You can be a businessman, entrepreneur, etc. You can run your business, etc. But in our country, especially, unfortunately, we are a developing country. We are in transition economy, and etc. There are always difficulties in terms of legislation, difficulties in terms of regulations. There are too much regulations in some areas. Difficulties in terms of application of the laws, legislation in the practice. And I, as a lawyer as well in the background, I realize them, I see them. But there are lots of entrepreneurs who don't really much care because they say, okay, this is my life and so what I can do, and it's not my business, etc. So I try to get these guys together and say, look, guys, it's not right. We all live in one country, and those people who represent us in the parliament or in the government, they're same people like we are. You do your business, they do their service. The question is like, they work there, you pay taxes, and for these taxes, these guys get salaries. So they have to work for you. And this is how we try to explain that unless you strive yourselves, unless you raise these questions, issues, unless you tell those government officials the problems you have, they will never understand it. They will never get back to you. So this is how we all started 10 years ago, maybe 14 years ago. And I try to always drag these people around and say, well, look, we have to go to the parliament and tell them that in this sector, these are the difficulties in the legislation. These are the obstacles we see. So we need to change them. And
is it because you have a lawyer background, so you feel more this talking to someone, defending other people? It's like your kind of career, the job nature, or it is something very naturally born inside of you, like you want to stand out, that takes this initiative and the ownership?
I think it's more naturally because starting from high school as well, I was one of those, I would say, leaders, let's say, in the class, trying to stand out and, as I would say, always human rights watch. So, plus the background and most importantly, as I mentioned previously, I spent many years working in remote areas, right? So I've seen people live standards there, and I've seen people, and I always felt like, okay, I mean, all my let's say, my dream was, I would like to see a guy from Batken, for instance, it's the south of Kyrgyzstan, and a guy from, let's say, Ilsikul, and a guy from Bishkek. So I want to see these three kids, let's say, have the same conditions of work, study, perspective, doing business chances, etc. So that's the feeling I have had for many years. And I realized that, okay, if you want to get to this, you have to be standing out, you have to be speaking out. So this is how I started speaking out, trying to get people around me. And so much succeeded, I mean, in terms of organizing the association GIA and a couple of other charity funds as well.